So we are the Boston RIA. Our intention is to make sure that you have an easier job with your investments. Welcome to all guests and members. Before we jump forward, I'm going to ask you to read our liability disclosure. This is just saying that you can't sue us if something goes wrong. The Boston Real Estate Investor Association assumes no liability or responsibility for the outcomes of any real estate investment transaction, decision, or other action that any Boston RIA member or visitor enter into as a result of attending any meeting, listening to any guest speaker, or talking to any Boston RIA member, guest, visitor, or person. Hands to cam if you recognize I'm an adult and I won't sue if I make a mistake. Excellent. Hands to cam if you recognize it's your responsibility to vet the people you're speaking to. We are the largest trade association of real estate investors in the United States. The National RIA has been around for a very long time. Because of that, we've built some really cool partnerships. We're going to talk about one of our biggest ones tonight, which is the relationship with the Home Depot. We save you a lot of money by doing all this negotiation and lobbying with these partners. We also have other members, other partnerships that we have that you can take advantage of, including Equity Trust. Tonight, we're going to talk about why we're number one and why you should be a part of the Boston RIA. The first is we're number one in deal flow. Hence, if you like more deals, receive more deals just flowing in the inbox. Awesome. Then you're going to want to get on the Boston RIA mailing list. Number two, we're number one in networking. Hence, if you recognize before we even start the call, we're networking. We're sharing what we want, what each other wants. That's something most meetings, most events don't do. Even though we're virtual, we're still making sure those connections are happening. We're also number one in education. We have more education for our members than any national RIA in the entire country and most training companies. We're also number one in investor resources. If there's something you need and you don't have it, it's probably because you don't know how to find it. We have the resources. We have access to everything that you could need to invest with. All you have to do is reach out and ask. Our local business partners are mostly private money lenders. These are investors who are putting their money to work in the market. Hands to cam if you've ever said, I could use some money. I could use the money to do a deal. If somebody had the money, I would do a deal. Here are some of our partners. We also mentioned that some of our investors are looking to invest as well. You have the capital. So we're not going to say ever again, I don't have the money to invest. Hands to cam for make that commitment. We got the capital. We can do the deals. Now we've got to go find the deals. So our newsletter allows you to get access to some of those deals. You can sign up at www.bostonrealestateinvestoroassociation.com. Get access to the monthly newsletter. There are deals that come through there, a lot of training, a lot of opportunities. You're going to want access to this. Hands to the camera if you've got it, see it on the screen, need me to stay there a little bit longer, or you've already put the information in. All right, I assume you got to take a screenshot if you don't. And so if you're new to investing, let us help you get started making money on your first deal tonight. Join the Boston Real Estate Investor Association. The association itself is super affordable. If you're looking to get in, send Kelly, just to call you Kelly membership. Send Kelly a message either here or Kelly, can you drop your cell phone if somebody is thinking about just texting you now? It makes it a lot easier. Find out all about the free resources. They're not free. Obviously, you pay for them, then you get them for the rest of the year. The resources that come with a membership. And before we go talk a little bit more about that, I'd like to share some of the benefits of the Home Depot. Sarah, would you like to show your own slide? All right. So Sarah is our investor-friendly realtor. Hands scared, if you've heard, you should use an investor-friendly realtor versus a normal realtor because normal realtors are snakes. That is true. I also carry my license and am investor friendly, so I can say that, but I will never help you on a real estate deal because I am too busy. And Sarah, on the other hand, loves it. She loves helping people. So Sarah, share with us the benefits of the Home Depot.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Boston RIA. So basically, Boston RIA is the only approved RIA in Massachusetts. And as you know, there is like national RIA. So there is several, like every state has its own RIA, just like us here. And Home Depot is a big company and they have branches all over the United States. So they have a deal with National RIA that basically if you are a member, just like us, if you're a member of Boston RIA, you will get special discounts that you wouldn't get normally if you were just go directly to Home Depot and sign up. And this is basically our rewards program, just like a CVS rewards or just like Shaw's or any other rewards program that big companies offer. So the more you spend, the more rebates and more discounts you get. So Boston RIA members, they earn 2% rebate, and this is biannually on all purchases. Their only condition is that you need to spend $5,000 per period, which is 6 months. So this is like under $1,000 a month. And they have a fixed rebate period that starts in January 1st until June 30th, and then starts again July 1st until the end of the year, December 31st. And how it works works is that they mail out Home Depot gift card, to you within 60 days from the closing date of each cycle. So just always make sure that your mailing address is updated with them. Also, our members only get right away start at the gold tier. And what does that mean is that they get 20% off paints right away without needing to meet the rebate minimum. So basically, like let's say you started today and you wanted to buy paint, but you haven't bought any other large item, you get the 20% right away. It has nothing to do with the rebate minimum. And how it works is that when we create your account, it's done very simply on Home Depot website. How it works is that we use the phone number that you use to sign up with Home Depot with Boston RIA, and that's how we create your account. So Home Depot system recognize you as a Boston RIA member. So how it works is that at the checkout, at the register on the pin pad, just enter your phone number, and it will recognize that you're a Boston RIA member, and it gives you the 20% right away. Now, Home Depot has also something else that it allows you that you would use a certain payment method like a Visa card or a savings account or anything that you use to pay with. And this is how you collect your 2%. So, and this is something that we can do when we create the account, or I can just show you where to find it. And then let's say your credit card expired and you want to update it, you can just go ahead and do it yourself. So basically, if you pay with this card, you get the 20% off the paint at the checkout, and then you get the 2% after the end of the 6 months. And the good part about that is that you can track your purchases for up to 24 months. So it's great. You can just go paperless and be able to track it. 20% of the paint are applicable for paint and stains and primer of a gallon or more. It doesn't apply for anything under that. Our members can get up to 20% off select Hampton Bay kitchen and bath cabinets if purchased 10 or more in a single transaction. And how that works is that you get 10% from National RIA and 10% from Home Depot, and both are stackable with any other store discount. So you will get 20%. You might end up even having more. And of course, this is part of that will go, will count with the discounts, the 6 months. So something else that Home Depot offer for us is volume pricing program or bidroom. How it works is that if you have a list of large items that will cost $1,500 or more in a single transaction, just bring your list to the pro desk and have them prepare a code. And once they do that, have them send it to the bidroom. And, this process takes like a few minutes, and then it comes back with all the applied discounts anywhere from 0 to 15%. And, at the checkout, you can pay with a registered card. So you get that maximum of 15% at the checkout, and then you get the 2% accumulated when you pay with a registered card. The only thing that I wouldn't send through this bidroom is the paint, because you get the 20%. So you're getting a better deal out of this program. You just pay with it with a registered card, so you can accumulate the 2%. If we want to speak numbers, so Home Depot in the last 6 months paid out to chapter members more than $500,000, and that's an average about $1,600 per member. This is alone in one 6 months, someone was able to get like a worth of 5 or 6 RIAs. So in one cycle, you can get membership. This is alone is priceless. If you would like to become a member, if you want to verify if your membership expired or anything, Kelly membership, that's her information. Kelly Weirman is your real information, and that's her phone number. And thank you for listening to me.
And that is in the last 2 sessions of Home Depot, there is another bonus that they're offering us. That is every time you reach your $5,000 spend, and we just reached ours we've reached it twice now in the last 2 sessions of $5,000. They give you an additional $25 back for in-store for equipment rentals or cash back that you can use in the store. So that's besides the 2%, all the other discounts in that. It's just like say thank you for reaching your 5,000. So easy to reach if you're doing any sort of rehabbing or just buying stuff in your house. I'm sure most people spend a lot in their house every year that it's easy to make money with Home Depot. So just wanted to share that with you.
Walter, show me the money.
Let's give Sarah Ebram a round of applause. I know me and my business partner, we save anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a year thanks to our membership with the Boston RIA. This is money that we would have spent otherwise as real estate investors, just spending money at Home Depot. So let's give the Boston RIA a round of applause for negotiating this deal for us, making sure that our membership is super valuable. I haven't shared the price of the membership, but when you see the price, you're going to realize it's absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead, Sarah.
Something just I forgot to share, but somehow I remembered. So just like Walter, he originally started in Massachusetts, but he's now in Florida. So if you are an investor in any other state, you can benefit from Home Depot. So even though you are like, if you have deals in New Hampshire or any other state, you could benefit from that because you are a Boston RIA member. Thank you for reminding me. So I just wanted to highlight this.
Let's give Sarah a round of applause. She is our resident expert when it comes to the Home Depot relationship that we've built so that you can get access to more deals, more benefits. Hands again, if you like stuff for free. You like things that are free, things that put money in your pocket. Saving money is just as good as making money. I agree. So the entrance for every month, it used to be $30 when we were meeting live in person. Guess what? We're going back to meeting live in person. So you're going to be saving $30 a month for just owning the membership. Free entrance to the sub-meeting groups as well. This is our Saturday calls, our Wednesday calls for the wholesaling bootcamp, the exclusive membership benefits, which are all on the website. There's a lot of different accesses and resources that only members get. Once you log into the membership site, you get access to it. And then you get the discounted workshops. For example, Get the Money. We were just talking about that at the beginning of this call. Get the Money is coming up. There's an exclusive Boston RIA discount that anybody who's in the Boston RIA gets access to. Learn the sport, be a player. By the way, real estate is a contact sport. So you got to be taking action. You got to jump in with people who are taking action. Join tonight. Join the Boston RIA. Here is the price, the yearly membership. And if you think that's a lot, I pay that for 5 different RIAs. I'm in the LA RIA, the Tampa Bay RIA, the Rhode Island RIA, the Boston RIA, and also the Texas RIA. So if you think that this is a lot of money, wait until you join and get 5. Why do I do it? It's because of the network, because of the extra benefits of going to those different events. So for the Boston RIA tonight, we changed the price. Good. I'm glad we actually adjusted the price. That's perfect. So you can send Kelly a text at 864-906-4111. Shoot her a text, ask her how to get into the membership. This is by far one of the best investments I have made personally. Just a testimonial for the Boston RIA is that I raised over $1 million 2 years ago from people in the room. I found a deal from events just like this. So if you are wondering why you haven't made it to the next level, it could just be a matter of opening up your credit card, making a little click on the button, or sending Kelly a text and getting your membership. Hands to the camera if you recognize it could be that simple. Sometimes some things in life are as easy as committing to something. I love it. Awesome. As well, we get access to the 100 Millionaire Summit. Hands to the camera if you've heard of the 100 Millionaire Summit. You know you're going to the 100 Millionaire Summit. Hell yeah. We've set it up so anybody who is a member of the Boston RIA also gets a general ticket to the 100 Millionaire Summit this year. So if you're wondering, should I do it? If you're still on the fence on the Boston RIA membership, the answer is yes. Just do it. And then Kelly, anybody who signs up using the Boston RIA to get access to the summit, just shoot us an email. We'll make sure that they have access at the event.
That's a huge deal. That pays for itself right there.
It does.
No-brainer.
It does. Let's give Duncan and Kelly a round of applause. If they didn't ask, I wouldn't deliver. So everybody knows the VIP tickets for that event are $3,000. The executive tickets are $1,500, and the general admission tickets are just under $300. So when you sign up for the Boston RIA tonight only, you do get access to the 100 Millionaire Summit, which is a live event where you will meet Vinny Chopra, the large syndication investor. You get to meet Rod Cleef. He'll be on stage with me. You'll get to meet myself. I'll be taking selfies with everybody. And you'll get to meet a dozen other millionaires, multimillionaires in real estate while we teach for 3 days how to get to the next level. This is haves and have-nots. We did that earlier. Hands to camera if you got some value out of the networking that we did earlier today when we jumped in. You got some value out of that? Awesome. Excellent. Make sure you save the chat. Everything that's in the chat, this is your chance to save the chat, copy it over, reconnect with these people later. If you wanted something and didn't put your contact information in the chat, now is a good time to do that. Oh, so the speaker of the event, hands to camera, you already know who I am. Have heard me before. Awesome. Well, give me a round of applause. I'll be speaking tonight about how to cash flow investing in a market that is changing, a market that is shifting. So let's get those cameras turned on. This is not for another speaker. This is for me, 100% for me. I just like to see your faces. So let's get the cameras turned on while I get my slideshow pulled up. This is one that I created specifically for this year for real estate investors who are looking to figure out what's going on in the market. Should I invest? Should I be on the fence? What do I invest in? What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? There's a lot of questions that we've been getting. I want to make sure that we're addressing those so that you can, like me and Duncan were talking about earlier, get cash flow. Passive income, massive income from passive income. Hands to the camera if you see it now. Is it there? Awesome.
It's there, Walter.
Thank you. So what we're going to talk about is a 10-year perspective on the real estate market. Most coaches, trainers, speakers, pundits will not look more than a year out. They're afraid to gamble. They're afraid to say, this is what I see happening. Hands to the camera if you're interested in knowing if you could, for a moment, have a very clear view of what the next 10 years look like. Do you believe you could take advantage of it and come out ahead somehow? If you just had a roadmap of what the next 10 years look like. Excellent. Now, I won't tell you for sure what days and what years I think the market is going to make its corrections, but I will give you an idea of how to gauge those corrections. Would that be valuable? If you knew you saw this and that, something is going to happen. Awesome. I'm also going to share with you the 7 keys that most investors are ignoring during this market that signal an opportunity is coming and what the opportunity might look like. Hence the camera if you'll stick around to the end. Well, just in case, at the end, I'm also going to give you an opportunity to get access to a mentorship that will be a game changer, will help you double your income, double your net worth. And this isn't a mentorship that I'll be offering next year. This is the final year I'll be offering it with me still involved. So you'll still get access to me. Hence the camera if you'd be interested in getting that deal. And by the way, Boston RIA also negotiated with me. I'll have to do the drop thing a little longer than normal. Is that okay if I bring an amazing deal at the end of this? Everybody cool with deals? All right. Look, you don't have to buy it, but everybody who doesn't buy it is going to be missing out. We'll put it that way. Going forward, so here's a prediction. 18-year property cycle. This is how real estate works. By the way, I'm going to speak fast. This is recorded. All Boston RIA members will get access to this video afterwards. People who are not members of the Boston RIA, take really good freaking notes. Hence, Cam, if you agree, that's how it should work, right? You're going to get it the first time. Let's go. So the 18-year cycle is based on multifamily cycles of hereditary and demographic patterns that change. So we've got big demographic shifts. We've got the baby boom generation. We've got the millennials, and we've got the Gen X's. Every 18 years, we end up seeing a nice rise, a little choppiness. We'll call this a little win, and then a decline. Who remembers 2008 to 2012? Does everybody remember what happened during that time? The market actually did good. It came up a little bit. It was 2006 to 2007 that the market started cracking. It started showing signs of cracking, but the prices didn't show up yet. And this is what we're seeing right now in this market. We're seeing this signs of cracking that were happening. Let's say 2024 is actually 2028. Let's say that this is kind of that right beforehand. And this spot right here is closer to 2024, 2022, 2023 is this little spot right here. So we've still got a little bit of time before we hit our peak. But the fundamental elements are happening right now. Inventory is increasing. We're getting a little more inventory. Buyers are slowing down. Interest rates are increasing. We're going to talk about some of these factors in a little bit, but I just wanted to give you an idea. Interest rates are one of them. Hence, Karen, if you heard the Fed raised rates today, again. And if you heard the Powell, he said, we're going to keep doing it. He said in the past, we used to do 0.25%. He said, from now on, we're 50%. We're going up 50 points every time.
0.5% today, 0.5%. Mm-hmm.
0.5% with no intention of slowing down, no intention of putting the brakes on, because he said, we're behind. Inflation is out of control. His words, inflation is out of control. Interest rates are something that have an effect on the market. Now, as we're going through this, I don't want anybody afraid, right? I'm going to teach you how to cash flow in this. Hands to camera if I promise, I'll teach you how to cash flow in this market. All right, we'll get you there. Another factor real estate investors are not paying attention to, they're overbuying, is the economy. Bitcoin has gone sideways for the last 3 months, right? Crypto and stocks have gone up. They had a head and shoulders pattern, head, which is an up, and then a further up, And then the other shoulder was a lower high. This is a reversal pattern. This is on the 5-year. This is not on the monthly like everybody's looking at. Most stock traders are looking at, oh, this week it's going up. This week it's going down. Who cares about this week? Let's look at the 5-year. Let's look at the 10-year, right? We're real estate investors. We think long-term patterns. And one of the most reliable patterns is the head and shoulders pattern. This past quarter, the head and shoulders has shown up on the S&P 500, and I predicted that we would see a decline as soon as we broke the neckline, which, guess what? We broke the neckline, and so the market is in a descending channel. We're in a bear market now, and we likely will continue for the rest of the year. Hands to the camera if that sounds good for real estate, but not good for the stock market. Absolutely. It's just a sign of things to come. Real estate is connected to the economy overall. The interest rates are having an impact, but also most of these companies are overbought. Also, investors have been in a bull market for 14 years. There's been a long period of time where everything has gone up. Things can't go up forever. Hence, the camp, if you recognize what goes up must come down. You can't just go up, right? It's insane. Even with the inflation that the government threw into the system, they gave us a lot of money. Here are the government policies investors are concerned about right now. 1031 exchange. Do you want me to show the head and shoulders? Would everybody like to see the technical pattern head and shoulders? So you're welcome. Irina came in and she asked if we could show that. So yes, we'll look at the SPY really quickly. SPY is the S&P 500. Can you see my Google sheet? So let's look at the chart right here, 5-year chart. And if I zoom in, this right here is the first shoulder. This is the head, and this is the second shoulder. And you can see we're going downward, and this will likely continue as a downward trend for some time. There's a good chance we won't see any kind of support until we get around here, until we get around this 300 and 370, 330, 340 phase. Hence the camera, if that makes sense. This is a big reversal top, which means it's been going up, going up, going up. We're talking years going up. At some point, it's got to come back and correct. Where it's going to correct is probably these resistance points where they found support previously. This making sense? We can see the trend here, right? Now, government policies. Biden came out and said, we're going to slow down on the Fed. We're going to make sure that there's more, that the insulin is priced a certain way, that older folks, Medicare is taking care of people. We know that the government is taking care of our older generation. They're taking care of the older generation right now. They're very concerned about what is going to happen to all these older people who no longer can work. This is creating an opportunity in real estate because the government will pay for their housing. They will pay for a lot of their demands and their needs as they become a more expensive member of society. Hence, if you recognize as you get older, you get a little more expensive. We're like a fine wine up until a certain point. Awesome. The government's aware of that. Technology, disruptive technologies are changing the game. Companies like Zillow, the iBuyers, are adjusting how investments work. Even Zillow got beat out. There's other companies like iBuyer. There's a whole set of technical advancements that are disrupting the real estate market in general. Rent property managers are no longer as expensive. Title insurance may be replaced by cryptocurrency. Buying property may and attorneys and closings may be replaced by cryptocurrency coming very soon. We've seen transactions being done with cryptocurrency. There's a lot of technology that is affecting the real estate market that is going to make some serious changes. And if we position ourselves properly, we're going to be able to make some money. If we position ourselves improperly or not at all, then we're going to lose some money. Hence, Camp, you recognize that that's true. These are all facts. All right, now I'm going to give it up. Institutional investors, they are in the market. Institutional investors like Warren Buffett, like BlackRock, like Blue Rock. Years ago, Warren Buffett said on the air, he said, if I could buy 1,000 single families at once, I would. The problem is I can't really buy 1,000 single families. Well, that was changed about 10 years ago. Whereas suddenly investors were able to buy up entire bank portfolios, 1,000 units at a time, 5,000 buildings at a time, 10,000 buildings at a time. And so now we have hedge funds buying up the real estate that used to be ours, the real estate that us small investors used to play in that game. Well, now they can come in with zero money down, little interest, and just drop their big cash dollars into buying portfolios. The reason it's changed is because of the packaging. Institutional investors don't have time to do 1,000 transactions, but they will do one transaction for 1,000 houses. Hence, care for catching this. They're in the market. They're driving up rates. There is a labor shortage. Man, I can't tell you why, like how much we pay now compared to what we paid 3 years ago. Just 3 years ago, my labor was a third of the price it is today. And it's not just labor, it's also materials. So it's a combination of materials and labor. But a job that used to cost me $5,000, a roof used to cost $5,000, now costs $15,000 or $20,000. Hence, camera investors, you've seen this. You're seeing this in your market as well. Awesome. Excellent. It's cool. It's great. Create some opportunities for us. The other one is migratory patterns. These are things we need to be paying attention to. These right here on the screen, you might want to take a screenshot, are the fastest growing states. Fastest growing states. Now, I'm giving you a lot of information. I will show you how to utilize all this at the end. Is that valuable? I'm giving you all the information, but I'll show you how to actually implement all this at the end. Awesome. So these are the 10 fastest growing states. This is the percentage of total outbound moves. These are people leaving states. New Jersey, 70%. New York, 67%. Illinois, 67%. Connecticut, 60%. 3%, and California, 59%. Outbound states. They're saying bye-bye to taxpayers. And we've seen this in the news, right? We've heard about this. We've seen this. None of these states shock you, right? Excellent. Paying attention. Percentage of inbound moves. Some of these may be shocking. Florida should be on that list as well. Excellent. Excellent. Demographics. Who's moving? Who's moving? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? The majority of people who typically buy real estate are 36-year-olds who are in a committed relationship looking to own. What we've seen is that this group right here, 65 plus, these are the holders of real estate. Hands to the camera if you know somebody who's in their 60s, 70s, and they're holding their house, right? They got nothing else. They got no income. They gotta hold on to that house. So they're holding real estate. Then their kids in the next part of the baby boom generation are also holding real estate. They've got no reason to sell. These two generations are holding. But then you've got the Gen Xers who are looking for their second house. They're kind of in that phase of leveling up. Their kids are at a certain age, and they're thinking that they want to now either they have to bring the kids back, right? Who's got kids back at their house right now, or knows somebody whose kids came back home? Yeah, they came back. You sent them out. You're like, okay, go forth, be plentiful, be fruitful, and they did. But then they came back. Now people need bigger houses. And what we've also got that group of people who did go out and were fruitful and said, I can stand on my own. The millennials, they're now buying pieces of property as well. So we have not had an inventory crunch. We have had a demand increase in the market over the last 6 years. It has not been a shortage of inventory. Don't listen to the lie of everybody on the news. We've sold more houses every year on year for the last 6 years. More houses have been sold. It has not been an inventory issue. It has been a supply, a demand issue that we've created more supply than has been used, more supply than we've ever done in the past, but we still have more demand than could handle it. Hands can if that makes sense. I put that sentence out right the last time. All right. So now this conversation gets a little weird. So we've got our baby boom generation. The average buyer is around 45, but we've also got 25% are in their 30s, a 36-year-old buyer. The baby boom generation is getting older, but they are not dead yet. But they will be dying soon. At 78 years old, the oldest of our baby boom generation are expected to pass away. Currently, they are around 76 years old, 76, 77. So we've got about a year to 2 years left before they start letting go of their inventory. Hands to the camera if you can understand why somebody would no longer need something that they can't live in anymore because they've passed on to another place, another realm. So this inventory will be forced back onto the market. This is somewhere around 2024. So a big glut of supply and a generation that can no longer hold on to it. This, if you go back to the previous slide, was the biggest generation holding real estate, the over 65. They are no longer going to need it where they're going. And so they're going to start letting go of it. This is where the cycle makes sense. If you go back a couple of years, go back for cycle after cycle, you're going to see that there is a trend. We have our booms followed by a small correction, followed by a bigger boom, followed by a bust, and then a 4 to 6 year correction time frame. If you look at this chart, we're looking at maybe 2 to 3 more years of a crazy boom. This is not necessarily a sexy time to be flipping real estate. This may be the last year or two where you could do it safely. This is an overall general view of the entire market, right? Some markets will crash faster. Some markets will be prolonged. We're getting this. So the question is, what do we do if the market is moving like this? What do we do if we know that it's unsustainable? We know that we can't operate the way we've been operating. Hands to the camera if you're interested in that answer, if you'd like to know what you can do. Awesome. So I want you to write down a word. And we've been doing slideshows. I've been doing all the work for a little while. I want you to pull out a piece of paper or drop it in the chat. And this word is the most important word of your life, ever again. And if you go to your spouse and you say this word, she's going to smile, guaranteed, or he's going to smile if you're married to a man. Hands to the camera if you got a man in your life. Ladies, hands to the camera if you got a man in your life. Okay, hands to the camera if you want a man in your life. Hands if you don't need no man. Those hands on. Let's go. All right, imagine this. You walk up to them, and with the biggest smile on your face, you just say, cash flow. Cash flow. What does that mean to you? Drop it in the chat. What does cash flow mean to you? Let's share with each other. The word is cash flow, right? It's for somebody who doesn't like what they're doing for a living, or somebody who wants to go on a vacation, or somebody who wants to travel, or wants to be able to buy things for their family or their spouse. Cash flow is a powerful word. So drop in the chat. What does cash flow mean to you? Freedom. James says cash flow means freedom. Rena says cash flow equals freedom of choices. Deborah says steady stream of income. Cash flow. Oh yeah, baby. How much cash flow? Drop in the numbers. How much cash flow makes your life feel better? How much means you don't got to go say hi to that boss you don't like. You don't got to drive on that highway you can't stand. You don't got to go sit in the car for 20 minutes waiting for that radio song to end. I just wish something else was on right now. I wish I didn't have to be in the car. Hands can't if you got a commute still. COVID came and you didn't get away from the commute. 15K a month, passive income, multiple streams of cash flow, steady income. I love this. Let's start with 10 grand. Who'd like 10 grand a month? Passive income, never have to touch it again. Like just boom, you know it's coming in. Just passive income, it's residual, it's in your bank. Awesome. So there's a strategy that does that right now in this market. And it is unlike the strategies that most investors are going to tell you to buy right now. Most investors are going to tell you the same stuff they've been telling you the last 8 years. Hands if you know that's true. They're stuck on repeat, right? They're a broken record, right? I just gave you a whole bunch of information saying the market's going to shift. It has to shift, right? It'd be ignorant to think it's not going to shift. We're watching it shift. And like people are like, yeah, but it's coming back. Yeah, eventually. I mean, everything that bounces eventually, like if you throw a ball, eventually it will bounce back for sure. But before the bounce, it's still got to go down and it's still got to be down for a while. Hands can't understand there's correction coming. It'd be insane to think otherwise. I mean, we've been calling it for years, but now the signs are here. And yes, everybody will call you crazy the next 2 years because I'm telling you, prices won't adjust on real estate for 2 years. You won't see the prices adjust, but try to put something on the market 2 years from now and get it sold at the same prices they're selling right now. You're going to see it sits and it doesn't move and it sits there forever. And nobody's going to tell you the market's crashing. They're just going to say, it seems like a slowdown. It seems like the market slowed down a little bit. You're seeing a slowdown of the market. Maybe you should adjust your price. And the realtor is going to come to you and say, it's been set on the market for 60 days. And you're going to tell the realtor, yeah, you told me that was the price. And the realtor's going to say, yeah, maybe we should come down a little bit. Let's adjust the price. And another 60 days are going to go by. And another 60 days are going to go by. We are selling real estate right now. Me and my business partners, in fact, all of my real estate buddies are selling real estate right now. We're not buying real estate, but there is one type of property that we are buying right now. There's one type of real estate that we know is going to outperform all the other pieces of real estate. Now you're going to hear a lot of niches. I'm going to throw down a bunch of niches right now, and I just want you to ignore every single one of them. Hands to camera if you understand the rules. If you understand the rules, all right. You're going to hear people talk about tax liens. You're going to hear people talking about Airbnb. You're going to hear people talking about how they're doing Airbnb arbitrage, how they're buying storage facilities, how they're doing single family flips, they're doing condo flips, they're doing redevelopments, they're buying land, they're flipping land, they're developing land, they're building commercial office spaces, they're buying hotels. You're going to hear a lot of people talking about a lot of niches. Welcome to real estate. There is one niche that I love more than all the other niches over the next 5 to 10 years. That niche is business. That's right. It's got the same rules as real estate. We want cash flow, except in business, it's called profits. Write that number down. Profits is just as sexy as cash flow. I want you to look at cash flow, put it side by side, right? I want you to look at cash flow. I want you to look at profit and see the same exact thing. It's money you didn't work for. And it's got the same tax advantages that cash flow has. Profits still don't get taxed unless it was money that came in after expenses, just like in real estate. You're taxed the same amount. So the goal for the next few minutes, I want to talk a little bit about the right business to be in. A cash flow business, a business that cash flows. One of those, assisted livings, sober homes, rooming houses, things that cash flow and take up less space. Reutilizing existing buildings, you can in some cases, although assisted livings, I do believe should be all one level. I think those really, like, it's the ethical thing to do, keep them on the one level. But rooming houses, sober houses, assisted livings, this is where the money is right now. These are businesses. They're not real estate. Although technically you could buy the real estate, but you could also sublease the real estate and make 10 times more than the person who is having you sublease it. Hands to camp for catching this. Grasping the concept. I got a smart room. Give yourselves a round of applause. We got cash flow. We got profit. Shit, we got both when you're doing deals like this. Over the next 30 years, we know people are going to lose money in real estate. Oh yeah, of course they are, because they overpaid right now. Like they're in the inner circle. They're all bidding, overpaying, and they're like, yeah, look, I got the house. Congratulations, you overpaid. So when the market turns, you still got the house. This is exciting. I'm getting paid to own the things that I own. I want you paid during the down market, during the crisis. So what happens during a crisis? What happens when people lose their homes? Well, they got to move in with each other. They get divorced, by the way. Divorces go up in down markets. In economic recessions, divorces go up. I was hanging out with a police officer who'd like a story about this. I was hanging out with the chief of police in Fall River during COVID. I was sitting in the cigar shop. We're just having a conversation. And he tells me, man, I can't tell you how many domestic calls my squad, my force has gotten this week. And I looked at it, I said, why so many domestic calls? He said, I guess most couples aren't used to actually seeing each other. Since they've been stuck at home for COVID the last 2 weeks, they're not doing well with it. And then obviously they're out of work, and there's all these different stresses of not having money coming in, being stuck with each other. So if they're out of work, now they see each other all the time. Maybe now they see their kids all the time. A lot of people are not used to that. Hands to the camera if you had a little correction when you saw your kids more than, the hours are used to, right? It's like, damn, like they're here all the time now. Some people handled it well. Most people will not. During that period, rents went up. Rents have gone up every single month for the last 2 years since COVID started. Rents are on the increase. Now, during a down economy, rents also go up, especially when people are losing their houses, especially when people are being forced to move into smaller spaces, especially when people are going through divorces, because now one household becomes two. Hands to camera for catching this. Absolutely, especially with the millennials and the next generation, the Y generation coming out to a certain age. Now they're going to be moving out. They're going to be getting their own apartments. Who wants to own an apartment, right? Like these guys, they live in small rooming houses, right? They buy rooms, they rent rooms. They don't just rent their own apartment. They rent apartments with each other because they're so used to living with their family. Now they get to live with their best friends. They got to choose their family. Hence, if you remember college, right? Remember the dorm rooms? It's another niche that I love. Dorm rooms. Businesses that are real estate businesses versus the typical traditional provide housing. The numbers don't work on the average multifamily right now. They do in the Midwest, and we're doing a really interesting deal right now. It's a business deal. We're building 50 units of micro commercial. This is small restaurants. This is artist studios. We're redeveloping one of the big schools in the city that I grew up in. We own a lot of real estate there. And so we said, how do we increase the value of all of our real estate and all of our friends' real estate? Well, let's put this building right next to the highway, right in the downtown area, and bring in 50 other businesses. So we're turning 50,000 square feet into an amazing space to pump up the city. And that's an opportunity. That's a cash flow opportunity, huge cash flow. We're talking 50,000 a month in gross rents on once the development is done. Thank you. Give me a round of applause. Give my partner a round of applause. He's the one doing all the work. These are the opportunities that I see ahead. Now, some of you may have, as soon as I said business.
Sorry, Walter.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, Walter. I don't mean to interrupt, except that I do. And
Go ahead, Kelly.
That is, once you have that established, please tell us the address so that we can all be patrons.
Awesome. Absolutely. This will be in Fall River, Massachusetts. And we're actually in negotiations with the city on a couple things. So address will be revealed soon.
Excellent. That is so exciting. Congrats, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's give us a round of applause. I appreciate you guys.
Walter and Dorina. Woohoo. Making it happen.
And Ron Bowling, he does all the work.
Oh, and Ron too.
I got another slideshow for how to do it. Are you guys interested in figuring out how to do this business thing? We'd be interested in knowing how to cash flow this year to make sure that it all works out. Awesome. We got to start with a problem. There's always a problem before we can create a solution. I believe the problem is that you currently don't have a system or a business in place. Hands to camera if that's true. All right. All right. I just want to make sure I'm not assuming. Anybody have a business already in place, a business that they know they could scale or expand? A couple people? Awesome. Excellent. Well, my business partners, they got their hands up. Awesome. Love it. So let me share my screen. This is the big problem that most people have when we talk about this style of investing, is they don't have a business. This is their big problem. I don't have a business. I don't know how to fund the business. And I don't know enough facts about the business. So we're going to talk about those 3 F words: funding, finding, and facts. Hands camera if that's valuable. We're going to find, fund, and fact. All right. So the first F word is find. The easiest way to find is in a network. Without a network, it's really hard to find potential businesses, potential deals. Alchemist Nation is a network that we've put together. Hands camera if you're already on alchemistnation.com. You already got an account that you can reach out to people in there. Awesome. If you don't have an account, you should get one. It's free. I'm not going to charge you for it. So go to alchemistnation.com, create your free account, do it now, because if you don't do it now, you're going to forget about it, and then you'll wish that you'd done it. Hands camera if you've done those moments before where you wish you'd done something and then it didn't work out because you forgot, and then years went by and everybody else was rich and you were not rich. It's the craziest thing. Can somebody drop a link for alchemistnation.com in the chat? Make it valuable to everybody. Awesome. Thank you. So you find your partners there, or you find your ideas there. Then you get the facts by reaching out to a mentor. You need a mentor. You need somebody who's local, who's done it before. This is what I use. I am lazy. Hands to camera if you could say, I would like to never have to do any work ever again. But you want the money, right? We want the money coming in anyway. Yeah. Leverage smart people. Leverage mentors. This is what I do. This is what I strongly suggest you do. Leverage somebody who already has the facts. Ask them questions. In fact, Frank did that with me the other day, right, Frank? We were looking to acquire a business. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that story? Whether or not the deal comes through fruition or not, don't give any addresses, but Frank Montero, everybody, give him a round of applause.
You're talking about the convenience store?
The convenience store. The convenience story.
Yeah, I came across a convenience store. Basically, it's not being run real well. We have a owner who's getting ready to retire, owns the whole block, so just looking for a little bit of passive income to so he can retire. And basically, that's it. I just looked at all the numbers, ran it by Walter just to double check me to see if I was missing anything. In the process of trying to nail that one down.
Awesome. Let's give Frank Montero a round of applause. And Frank, what was the challenge? It was just it ended up being, let me see, the funding.
Yeah,
was the big challenge.
Yep, just cash.
So Frank reached out to me. He got the facts, right? He got the facts. He had a conversation with me, and then he and I put a plan together for the funds. And whether that plan works or not, we'll adjust to a different plan. We'll keep adjusting until we figure out what it takes to close this deal. Now the cash flow on that, Frank, what was that? You're looking at 100,000 a year, or it was more than that, right?
No, the revenue was
Profit.
350.
Oh, yeah.
The revenue was like 330 plus about 50 in lottery and stuff like that. There were
And the
only
potential for bumping it up. What were you thinking you could get it to?
I mean, easily doubled in a year. It wasn't really being managed correctly at all. I after I noticed the deal, I went in there probably about twice a day, just to check it out and everything. And it was really not being run correctly. There was a lot of potential in there. They're only making about 50,000 profit off of that 380 or so that they're thing. So easily double and triple in a year or two.
And the owner wasn't in the store. This is something that was it was run by a staff already. So it was passive investment. You just have to make some changes to the management, right?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Let's give Frank Montero a round of applause. Buying businesses is just like buying real estate, except the cash flow is higher. There's just more cash flow. It doesn't have to be a convenience store. It could be a laundromat. I got buddies right now who are doing laundromats. Me and Ron, we actually partner with businesses that are startups like Frank Montero and Alchemist Financial or Jen's Pen. We have a couple different businesses. I think Ron and I are up to 11 businesses right now that are just passive income streams. In order for us to scale up, we take on new clients. It's a little different from real estate where I had a capacity where I have a certain amount of units I can rent out. With a business, I can just take on a new client. I just to hire new staff to take on new clients. We're catching this? Your profits, the same stream, but you can add additional flows into that same exact stream. Here's a story from Saeed, because I like stories and I like Saeed. So we'll share his story. Now, Saeed did it through real estate. Real estate flipping is a business. Flipping real estate, buying rental property is a business. And everybody sees him on screen? Can we all see Saeed? All right, Saeed Khan, here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saeed Khan. What a beautiful day out here in Worcester, Massachusetts. I wanted to shoot this quick video talking about Wholesaling Mastermind Group and how impactful it has been to me and my family. Galton, Darina, I wanted to thank you guys for doing everything that you guys are doing for us. You guys are true champions, and we pray that you guys always stay healthy and keep doing what you guys are doing. With that being said, you know, I actually got connected to a wholesaler through Darina in Worcester, Massachusetts. You know, he was already cold calling. When we got connected, we ended up buying a property together in Leicester, and we sold that for like almost $10,000 to $12,000. You know, it was quick money. I also got connected to another member from the Wholesaling Mastermind Group. He's actually my business partner now. We are flipping a property together now, which should be going on the market very soon. I think projected profit for that property is almost $75,000. You know, Walter and Darina, you guys are truly trying to help us out and achieve our goals to become millionaires. And, you know, these are just two deals that I'm quickly talking about. You know, there are multiple deals that have actually closed last year just because of my mindset shift and how you guys have actually trained me to put the right processes and systems in place to become that leader to run my company. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Let's give Saeed Khan a round of applause. He is just amazing. Now, Saeed's like a unicorn, right? Not everybody is going to come in and make $1.5 million a year. We heard that correctly. Not everybody is going to do that. But Saeed did. Saeed did. We brought about 75 people into the mentorship that year, and we had a couple of people become millionaires within a year. Some people, average person, takes 3 to 5 years. This is a millionaire building process. It takes cash flow to become a millionaire. You can't just overnight become a millionaire without having passive income. You need time to go and work on becoming a millionaire. You need time to be able to earn other streams of income, to learn other courses and take other processes in and get skill sets. Hands to the camera if you've ever said, I don't have enough time. Has that ever been a reality for you? It's because you weren't earning passive income. You had to go work for your dollars. What results are you looking for? Would $5,000 a month passive income retire you, allow you to have the freedom back, to have all your time back? Would $10,000 a month do it for you? Would that allow you to have the time to go and build your business? Would it be 15,000? Some of you are 20,000. Write that number down right now, not in the chat, but write it down in front of you so you can think about that number as we're going forward. And this is not your pie in the sky number of, man, I want to make $1 million right now. This is what are your actual expenses and what would free you from ever having to go back to work again, and then add 20% to that. Now you got this formula directly from Tim Ferriss from the 4-Hour Work Week. You add the 20% because guess what? Life will tax you. There'll be something that comes along the way where you want a little extra. Hence, if you've got that number written down, you kind of know what your expenses is. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be rounded, 5, 10, 20, whatever it is. So look at that number and think about why you want it, how badly you want it. And imagine if it was just coming in passively, just passively through a business. Don't worry about what the business is or how we get the business. Think about the money coming in that cash flow, that passive cash flow. It may not be real estate. It may be laundromats. It may be an online business like, a mortgage company, or it could be real estate agents, right? But not agency in the sense where you're running out showing houses. That's not passive. It's other agents working under you showing houses. If you're a wholesaler, I talked about it earlier with Duncan. We said wholesaling is work, not a retirable process. Look, there's one model in wholesaling that could retire you. You got a team of wholesalers under you, or a great CRM or great system that a list is being uploaded. It's automatically following up. Contracts are automatically being signed by your team. There is a way to automate it, but it's a big system. It takes some real intelligence, some real experience to get to that level. Hence, Canfrey recognized that a business is just a series of systems and people that automate a process. We want to look for the simplest process. The mentorship is $2,000, but it's designed to teach you how to be a business owner, how to monetize your skills, your network, your relationships, and how to monetize an opportunity. You may not be able to do something with a business, but somebody else may. You may still be able to partner with them or get some sort of royalties, or your IP may be worth something. I have relationships, streams of income that come through that I had no idea would even come through, because I was open to a partnership. Hence, if you're open to different streams of income, I'm not talking about that Bitcoin miner. I'm not that guy who's like messaging you. Screw those guys. That's so annoying. Is there money in Bitcoin? Yes, once you have money. But let's go get the money first. Hence, if you agree, it's time to get some cash flow. Let's get some passive income, some profits. All right. What are the biggest challenges that you're facing with cash flow? I want you to drop those in the chat. What is the biggest challenge with cash flow right now? What seems to be stopping you from buying an asset that pays for all your bills? And don't tell me that you feel guilty about getting rich. I've heard that one before. My biggest reason was I felt guilty about making money. So I let that stop me for some time. Drop it in the chat. What is the challenge that's stopping you right now from making whatever your number is? It's time. Absolutely. Preach, James. Absolutely. Most people are missing time. Picking what I want to do in real estate and then concentrating on focus, right? Clarity, focus, power. Absolutely. Finding the right deal. Camille, deals. I love it. What else? What is stopping you from earning the passive income that will allow you to become a millionaire? Passive income that allow you to be free, allow you to be the person you want to be. Drop it in the chat. What else we got? Biggest challenges. It's your chance to share, your chance to break through it. So we got time, we got finding the deal, funding the deal, and focus, clarity. Awesome. Limited funding. Excellent. Elaine, and Marvin, I love that. Let's give them a round of applause. There is never, ever, ever a limit of funding. There is only ever a limit to our creativity. There is no limit to funding or how much money is available. There's only ever a limit to our creativity. Is that helpful? How creative can we be? How much equity, how much piece of the deal can we give to somebody else or ask for from somebody else? Awesome. Big challenges. I love it. So there's 3 things that stop somebody from being successful. 1, lack of knowledge. 2, lack of support. And the 3rd, lack of accountability. We had put up some ideas over here. Is it possible that a lack of time is only because we have a lack of support? Imagine if there was other people doing all the stuff for you. You would have the support. You wouldn't need to go do those things, right? Finding the right deal. Again, support. The right people finding the deal for you, or having the right knowledge to apply to finding deals. Funding, again, the right knowledge on how to negotiate a deal with the right support. Somebody who wants to support your problem, support your project, bring the money to your deal. With the right knowledge and support, you can solve all of the issues that we noticed here. What stops most people is a decision to go and do it. the decision to get the right knowledge, the decision to get the right support, and the accountability to stick to that decision every single day. Has anybody ever made a decision, never eat sugar again? Has anybody, we all know sugar's bad for us, right? And yet, what happened when the sugar came around? It was, well, just this one time. Has anybody ever said no to sweets because they made a commitment to somebody else, did it with somebody else? Has anybody ever made a commitment to something, and because somebody else did it with them, they said no that day? Awesome. Has anybody ever gone to the gym, done something healthy for yourself because there was a partner who relied on you? There was a partner who decided they were going to do it with you, held you accountable. Awesome. Accountability. It is the dark horse. It's the one that we're all afraid to go and get. Anybody ever notice that? You'll keep it inside when you're going to go do something. You're like, I'm not telling anybody in case I decide not to do it. Has anybody ever done that? Am I the only one who's done that? Made a big decision in your head, but you're like, I'm not telling anybody yet until I got some proof that I'll do it, because I don't trust me. I don't trust me 100% to go and get this done. These are the three problems that we have: knowledge, support, accountability. I'll show you how to get through those. Here's a big solution. You guys ready? You ready for it? Big solution. It is a mentorship. It is for real estate investors. It's for agents, for business owners, for wholesalers, for real estate beginners. It's for real estate professionals who are crushing it, because the mentorship will virtually force you to be successful. Nobody wants to be forced, right? We want to do it on our own. Hence, if that's true. We want to be told what to do. We want to be forced. But when we hang out with a group of accountability partners, we don't feel forced. We just do. We just move forward because we're compelled to go and do what we said we would do. Accountability partnerships, accountability teams and groups and masterminds, the secret, the reason they work is because they reach down to our inner tribe, our inner core beliefs of working with a group. And when we all believe that everybody wins from us taking our activity, we become successful. Now, we're not being told what to do. We're just together as a team saying, let's go do this. Let's go buy a property. Let's all go raise capital this week. Let's all go put in some offers this week. Can't scare if you could see. Back when you were in school, it was just whatever everybody else was doing, I was doing. Shoot, I don't know why. I just felt like, let's go do this. Some things weren't good for us. That is actually happening to you right now in your life. You're currently hypnotized by the life around you. You're currently stopping at red lights, yielding at yellow lights. Maybe you go through the yellow lights. You're currently waiting your turn to speak. You're currently waiting for opportunities to show up for you because it'd be impolite to go take opportunities from other people. You're currently waiting to get all the facts before you go make a decision, because in the past you were told don't make decisions unless you have all the facts. Hands the camera if this is connecting with anybody. All right. You're already hypnotized. You're already being forced into the world you're living in. What we're talking about is breaking the programming, changing the program, and giving you an opportunity to now live in the mindset of abundance, live in a world where deals are easy. Deals come in every day, a world where the money flows. All you got to do is get a deal worth investing in. And we've got the investment partners who are ready to do deals with you. And by the way, the knowledge, the right knowledge to do the deals. The Alchemist mentorship was something that I built on my mission, which if you haven't heard it, I'll say it again, to build 100 millionaires, inspire to build 100 millionaires. When I was broke, I didn't like being broke. Hands to camera if you've been broke. Know anybody broke? Seen someone who was broke, they didn't like it. All right, I was broke. I didn't like it. I wanted to change things. So I built the mentorship because it's what I wish existed when I started. We've been teaching it. We've been showing people how to do it. This is Kim Harvey. She is a good friend of mine now. She discovered her 3 C's: clarity, commitment, and confidence in the mentorship. She's become a millionaire, and she now is a passive real estate investor. Although she just did this deal where she's flying down North Carolina, super involved. But her and her partners are making like $3 million on the deal. Hands to camera if you get on a flight to make $2 or $3 million. Yeah, so with Kim, it wasn't too hard to convince her. So here's what's in the mentorship. The mentorship is weekly live calls with me. You get me every week. Not just me though. Also my millionaire friends. Hands to camera if you hang with millionaires, you can become a millionaire. It's hard not to make it work, right? Some people need to hang with millionaires a little longer than others. Some people, it's a couple weeks or a couple months, and you're just like, dude, like I get it now. I think like a millionaire. When you think like a millionaire, you'll act like a millionaire. When you act like a millionaire, you receive $1 million. We get this? Or when you do the things that a millionaire does, you get $1 million. So it's not about taking a course. It's about spending time with people who think like millionaires. That's the secret. That's how you get to the next level, is spend time with people who are at that level already. If you're not at that level, it's because you haven't spent time with people at that level. The average of your 5 closest friends We've seen this before. We've heard of this. Would you like to know why that works? Would you like to know the math behind that? Is anybody interested in the math? Why you are the average of your 5 closest friends? Okay. It's something called, let me show this down. It's something called Dunbar's number. Dunbar's number is 150. You can have 150 relationships in your life or at one given time and remember everybody's name. Try to do the math and think of more than 150. Hence the care if you recognize, like after a little while, you stop forgetting things about people. You don't know what their phone number was, or you don't know their last name, or you don't remember what they liked or what their favorite color was. The number is 150. That's how many relationships we can have a good relationship with. Beyond that, it's maybe just names. You've also heard of Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule. Who's heard of Pareto's principle? Has anybody not heard of the Pareto principle? All right, so 80-20. Okay, excellent. So we'll go through it. 80-20. Pareto recognized that 80% of the results in his bean garden, all 80% of the beans came from 20% of the plants, or 50% of the beans came from 20% of the plants. And 80% of the plants were only producing 20% of the beans. There was a disadvantage. He also then took that to the economics, to his country, and found that 50% of the wealth was held by 20% of the investors, whereas the other 80% held the other half. We see it in the math of the 1%ers. Hence the camera, if you know, the 1% holds 50% of the wealth in the world. There are 1% white males who own 50% of all the wealth in the world. That, my friends, is 80-20 of the 80-20, right? 80-20 of 80-20, again, is 4%, but when you do it again, you get 1%. We're catching this? 80-20 to 80-20. All right. So what is 80-20 of 150? It's 30. So 30 relationships are pretty close to. There are 30 relationships that are pretty close. They're going to be closer than the other 150. Hence, if you recognize who those people are, you can think of them right now. You're like, okay, like these are probably the people I see the most often. I've talked to them in the last quarter. You go 80-20 again. You got six relationships. One of them is your ego, that little voice inside your head, always telling you what to do, what to think, how to act. That's one of them. The other 5 are your closest relationships. So Dunbar's law, Dunbar's number, tied to the 80-20 principle, decides how successful you will be. You will be as successful as the 5 people you're spending your time with. You will be the average of the 5 closest people in your life. Hands to the camera if you suddenly recognize the importance of your 5 closest relationships. Excellent. Look back at your life. You are the average income of your 5 closest friends. Now, the way we change that is we change for 8 weeks. You hang out with millionaires 2 times a week, every single week, hanging out with us, getting to know our stories, getting to know our names, asking us questions, chilling with us. This is an opportunity to learn from millionaires. We're seeing Uncle G on the screen. You know that guy? That billionaire right there. Your greatness is limited only by the investments you make in yourself. You'll get personality assessments, but the members only networking community and access to the millionaire experts is where all the investment is. That's where the money is. Getting to hang out, ask questions, be taught by millionaires, having your problems resolved and absolved by people who are thinking at the level that to them, it's not a problem. It's small, right? Their income is so high that they're just like, oh, I would do this with one phone call. I would not spend 8 hours on that problem. Here's the leverage point. Handscan, if you had a few leverage points, you'd be faster. You wouldn't have to do all the work. That's right. Millionaires think in time, not in dollars. We think, how do we get our time back? How do we not have to do that project? Who can I pay? Even if you don't have the money. By the way, millionaires don't think about having the money. I don't care. It doesn't have to be my money that closes a deal. I just want to close the deal. And then I'm not going to do any of the work. So who can bring the money? Who can do the work? Who can bring the deal? And I'll get a paycheck for having made those connections. Is that okay to start thinking like a millionaire? Is it all right to earn money from relationships? I love it. That's what the mentorship is all about. So the mentorship will also come with a bonus called Alchemist University. We've actually changed the name now to Alchemist Academy. Same idea, same connections, same resources. We've actually added more. There's now 30 plus courses in Alchemist University taught. One of them is taught by a billionaire. And the price is, or value would be $6,000. Who believes, let me ask this question, to make $1 million, if all this did was teach you how to become a millionaire and say it took 3 years, would it be worth $6,000? Would the return on investment be ridiculous? If all it did was connect you with millionaires who, by the way, you now have connection with them for life. It's not like they're going to stop responding to your text if you message them. Like, you'll have access to millionaires that you can ask questions to the rest of your life. Return on investment, right? It's ridiculous. If all it does is teach you how to think like a millionaire, how to do things like a millionaire, and then have the resources to reach out to millionaires. It is worth this in my book anyway. But hey, I'm a millionaire. I see high return on investment on everywhere. Next level. I told you at the beginning I would drop the price. Hands care for like that price drop. If that was sexy, that was cool. That's thanks to the Boston RIA. So let's give Kelly and Duncan and Hannah a round of applause for all of the work they do for us. And again, it's the mission to build 100 millionaires, inspire to build 100 millionaires. That's why we do what we do. The only reason I charge is to make sure that you're serious. These millionaires are not just my friends. I respect them. They're my colleagues. I'm a millionaire. My time is valuable. I don't want people in a program that aren't going to do the things that we're suggesting. Do you know how boring that is? Anybody ever have a kid that doesn't do things that they're told, right? You ever seen one of those? It's like, dude, like, I want you to be successful. Why aren't you doing the thing that I'm suggesting? That's why we charge. That's why we charge, is so that when you come in, you're taking it seriously. Because if it was free, just like anything else, like your subconscious mind was given to you for free, right? Sometimes your spouse was free, and we just take them for take advantage of them, or we don't take them seriously. Has anybody been guilty of taking something less seriously than it should be because it was just free? We had it sitting around and we didn't take the people seriously in our lives. Yes. Well, it's the same thing. When people pay for it, they stay for it. When people pay, they pay attention. So we made sure that the money that you would be investing doesn't just go to us. We also said this money, if we're going to be taking money, it's going to go to our cause. It's going to go to a cause that is impactful to me. Like I said, when I was broke, I wanted money so I could teach people how to make money. I just never wanted to be that scared person who didn't know how to buy deals, who didn't know how to pay the bills, who didn't know how to pay for his wife to go on vacations and do things. And so what we've decided is all the money that we make, a portion of it goes into helping build more millionaires, whether it's giving free books away, whether it's donating courses like we're doing tonight, whether it's me going out and doing speaking. It costs me money to go to the hotels, costs me money to be on flights, costs money to do some of these events. Hands to camera, if it's cool that we take a large amount of the portions, we spend it on teaching more people. If you're okay with that, if that works. That's my charity. You know, I said you can feed a fish, give a man a fish, or you can teach a man to fish, or a woman, and you feed them for a lifetime. And that to me is more important, is not just say, hey, you know, here's $10 today. How about here's a book that's going to change your life? Hands can if you can get behind a mission like that. That's what 100 millionaires inspired to build 100 millionaires is. I'm just asking you to do the work to get yours. And then once you got yours, all I'm asking is that you pick up the phone. If somebody asks you, hey, how did you become a millionaire? Would you do that to somebody? If somebody asked you, how did you get there? Would you share your knowledge? You wouldn't be a grouch about it. You'd be like, hey, yeah, this is what I did. Would you review a deal now and then? Of course you would, right? We're human beings. We want to see other people be successful. All I'm asking is that if I help you get yours, please be willing to leave the rope behind. Please don't just, you know, shut the fortress and not talk to people and share people how you did it. There's nothing worse than getting rich and not having a bunch of friends there with you. It does not have to be lonely on the other side. I'm telling you, as somebody on the other side who left the rope behind and has been teaching for years, bringing people across, it is so worth it to share your knowledge. It is so worth it to get wealthy just to be able to give back, just to be able to say, hey, you know what, cousin or nephew or niece, this is how I did it. This is how you could do it right now in this market. Let me connect you with my real estate agent. Let me connect you with my attorney. Maybe I'll lend on that deal. Hence, if you want to lend some of your family's deals, assuming they've followed your instructions, they've got good deals, they're doing the things that you want them to do. All right. That all comes from you putting the mask on first. First, you've got to become a millionaire before you can support your family, your friends, your community, maybe your church, maybe the people that you care about. Before you can go and teach others, you've got to take care of yourself. That's what the mentorship is all about. Today, I have my business partner to thank. We've got now a link called Boston Jumpstart. We're going to give you 8 weeks of our mentorship, the Jumpstart, and we're going to extend it all the way through to the end of the year. The price that I put on the screen, who knows that $2,000 price is a ridiculous deal? Who knows that that's absolutely, it's a steal, it's a deal. I messed up on the website. I told Ron to drop the price to $1,200 earlier today. So if you go to the website right now, the price for the Boston RIA is $1,200. I am going to honor this because I already told you about it. Hands to camera if that's a good enough reason. Go to Boston Jumpstart. Hands to camera if you've seen people pay $2,000 for the mentorship before. You've seen us charge that and people have paid that. Yes. Give our mentorship students a round of applause. Everybody who's been in the mentorship, I know what you're thinking. Why drop it to this level? But wait, there's more. We're going to throw in a ticket to the 100 Millionaires Summit. To everybody who signs up to the Boston RIA tonight. So it's outside of that $1,200. That $1,200 is our donation, your donation to our cause, what we're doing. And we're going to move all that into our marketing. But if you sign up for the Boston RIA's membership, we're going to throw in the 100 Millionaire Summit, which is 3 days with 100 millionaires and 900 other future millionaires, which, by the way, you could find your business partners in that room. Here are some of the rules for my community. Every deal must be done morally, ethically, and legally. Every time you do a transaction, it must be win, win, win for everybody you work with. I have another rule. If you're having a challenge, you must reach out to me. It is unacceptable to have a challenge and not ask for a solution. Hence, care if you commit. If you got a challenge, you're going to reach out. If you paid the money, that means you're committed. I want you to take advantage of the fact that me and 8 other millionaires are here to build you. It's the only thing I ask. Use us, right? The reason we're doing this is to make sure that we're leaving the rope behind. I can't teach forever. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a little bit of an introvert. Hence, if you're a little bit of an introvert, anybody knows an introvert, doesn't like going out and socializing. At some point, I'm going to get burned out from doing all the stage speaking, from doing all the podcasting, from doing all this teaching courses. I know that. But what I did is I put on my calendar, I said 5 years. I'll donate 5 years to this cause. And I'm going to teach other millionaires so that they'll go out and teach millionaires beyond me. Hence, if you understand why I built it the way I built it. So it's sustainable. So after I leave, after I'm done, there's a whole group, hopefully hundreds of you, who are out there serving and teaching. Now, you don't have to contribute as many years as I did. 1 year. Answer a few calls. That'd be valuable. Hence, if you agree. You don't have to go as crazy as I did, right? I wanted to make a change in the world, so I said I'm going all in on this for 5 years. After that, I'll reevaluate. I'll look at you, my counsel, and I'll say, what do you guys think? What do you think would be beneficial? So this is for everybody right now. Tonight, go to bostonjumpstart.com and let's just double check. Can somebody double check, make sure that is pulled up on the screen, make sure it's working. Can you see my screen? Awesome. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see a video where I'm pointing. I'm saying, hey, click the link below. They're just sharing a little bit about what's in the mentorship. It's awesome. It's better than I'm telling you, I promise. Here are some testimonials from some of our community members who were at the summit last year, who've been through some of our programs. And then we say, join the mentorship. That's $19.97. It is literally $19.97. It's always this price. But when you click the button, Ron Bowling for tonight only has, for the Boston RIA, put $1,200. Hence the camera, if you see that on the screen right now. That is for tonight only. And when I say tonight only, I am not that guy I got other calls I'm doing tomorrow. That will not be there. We're getting this. This is tonight only for the Boston RIA because I have donated a ton of time here. They've given me so many opportunities for the last 3 years. They're allowing me to speak. I'll be speaking at the National RIA in June or July in front of 150 Real Estate Investor Association leaders, the people who lead the RIA for the entire country. Hence, that's a huge opportunity for me to impact and change lives. That would not be possible for the Boston RIA. For the opportunity that they've given me, they volunteered me, they put me out there, they got me in the National RIA newsletter. So let's give them from the bottom of my heart, huge opportunity for me to change more people's lives, serve on a bigger level. So when they ask me for something, I go a little above and beyond. That's why only the Boston RIA is getting this price. We're getting that. We understand. There's a good reason. Take advantage of it. It will not be that price ever again. In fact, next year it'll be $5,000 because I'm getting towards the end of me having to do this. So for everybody who's in it, I will commit to you at the same level that I've committed to everybody else the last 2 years, but I only got 3 years left. Hands if you're doing the math. I got 3 years left. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Take action now. I want to be the guy who turns you into a millionaire. I want to do it. Click the link, bostonjumpstart.com, and let's open it up to questions. How can I serve you? What did my talk tonight bring up for your emotions, for your thoughts? What clarity would you like? What is going on in your world? How can I serve you? Get to the next level. And by the way, was this valuable tonight? We got something super valuable, super fun? Did I give you an amazing deal like I promised? Yes? Awesome. All right, give me a round of applause. Let's open up to questions. We're not done yet. I want to serve. Let me help you guys out. What kind of questions, challenges, opportunities? This is your chance. Unmute the mics. This is your show. Let's make it whatever you want to create it and turn it into. First unmute goes. Go ahead, Todd.
Biggest takeaway? I put in there focus and being around other people, like-minded people. Unfortunately, I have that, what do they call it? The shiny object syndrome. And it's not only that, but I get turned off pretty quick because I've had a few people and they're good about spewing information but never listening. And then it's like I have questions and it's like, well, can I get my questions answered?
Let's give Todd a round of applause. Does
Walter,
anybody
let me,
relate to that?
Let me jump in there, because I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. And, Tony said to me was, you got to start asking better questions to get better answers. Looking at things in a different way. There are so many opportunities now, and that there are more that are becoming available. And a lot of people are scared getting into this. And we talk about mentorship, Tony Robbins is, go through his mentorship program and you're paying a whack of money. But is it worth it? Yeah, because you're surrounding yourself with, almost billionaires at that point. But it comes down to just keep asking better questions if you're not getting the answers you want the first time around, because nothing's really impossible. You just got to go know the people who can give you the answers or a different viewpoint on it. Like I said, there's many ways to get cash flow. A lot of people are going to be hurting, need to turn their businesses around, businesses that include real estate. Huge potential out there.
I love it. Let's give Duncan a round of applause. It's so true. And Todd, yeah, I love that awareness, right? Like there are a lot of shysters in the marketplace. There are a lot of people teaching courses. There are gurus the gurus got gurus about how to be gurus, right? Like if somebody goes out and like learns how to do marketing ads and they're like, hey, I teach gurus how to do ads. Now these gurus know how to do ads, but they don't know how to guru. The guru is a term from yoga. They were supposed to be somebody who mastered the art, who understood the art, and then would be able to impart wisdom upon the student. So I love the term guru for somebody who actually mastered the art and imparts wisdom on the student. Now, a guru doesn't tell you what you want to hear. A guru answers your question. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's a great takeaway. Let's give Todd one more round of applause. Super valuable. Hell yeah, brother. And join the mentorship if you got questions. And I'll tell you what, if you're not asking the right questions, I'll let you know. I'll absolutely let you know. If you're not asking the right questions, if you're not focused, part of the mentorship is we dial you into one thing. Right? Hanscam, if you remember the mentorship, you went through the process where we're like, one thing. You're doing one thing, one business, one model. That's it. You say no to absolutely everything else until a millionaire. You don't earn the right to say yes to something else until you got $1 million. Does that make sense? Focus, clarity. It takes a community to keep you focused. It takes a tribe to keep you going in one direction.
Hey, Walter, you got a question in here. Todd said I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, not the East Coast. And Dorina said Cleveland's an awesome market. And I got to agree. I have a cousin up in Cleveland, and many years ago, she came to me in total disbelief that she could do real estate investing like the way I was teaching at the time. I don't teach anymore. I like to host RIA, but I don't teach anymore. I gave it up. So it is a real thing. You get to a point where I'm done. You want to enjoy your life. Matter of fact, I'm down in Rio de Janeiro right now, hang gliding. So you get to enjoy your life. So my cousin, Jennifer, grew her business so big, she expanded to 7 different cities from Ohio to Pennsylvania. And she's a full-time real estate investor, single mom, loving life. Cleveland, Ohio is an absolute fantastic market to be an investor in if you know how.
Let's give Duncan a round of applause. That is a great question. And it's one of the markets that we have looked at. A lot of our community members look at my markets all across the country. We like Cleveland. I even like Columbus because I got buddies out in Columbus. I like Cincinnati. Like Ohio in general is an emerging market. It's got a lot of emerging pieces. There's so much development happening right now. It's not as easy as it was last year, right? Nothing is as easy as it was last year. Nothing's as easy as it was 10 years ago. But Cleveland still has a lot of opportunity. And now is the time to capitalize and jump in it. And if you're living there, you don't have to look anywhere else. Todd, don't get distracted, man. Stay focused. One market, one model. Just buy, acquire, join the mentorship, and we'll hold you focused to it. We'll make sure that you get access to the capital, make sure you get access to the systems, the deals. Yeah, we'll hold you accountable, brother. When you're a millionaire, I'm going to hold you accountable to helping a few people. You good? All right, what else? Other questions, other comments, things that came up for you? Go ahead, Elaine. I'll push the button for you.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you. And I'm first time in the meeting. I always want to come finally, I'm so glad to meet you, So I was many years. So I really, like to find a partner because I don't have enough funding. So how the sense is I always want to become real estate investor, but I don't have the money. I always can move forward. So kick me for so long time too. So I just wondering, so I don't have the money, but I have the energy. I love to learn, to hang on with you, the millionaire. So I don't know how I can to reach like, hang on with you to become the millionaire, how long for me to take.
Excellent. So Elaine, how much work are you willing to do to get your mindset to the point where you feel confident doing the things that millionaires do? You hang with us and it will depend on you. How are you ready to do whatever it takes, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how embarrassing it is, to pick up that phone and ask somebody, will you sell me your house at a discount? Will you bring me that property? Will you do this deal with me? Will you partner with me? Whatever your mindset is, Elaine, we'll work on it. We'll adjust it. I can't guarantee anything, but until I know you better. But once you're in the mentorship, I'm going to get to know you better. And then we'll start working on how long it might take. Here's what I'll tell you. If I wanted to make $1 million and you decide you would do whatever I told you, it would take me 3 to 6 months to close a deal that's $1 million property, and you'd make your equity on the purchase. Who would like to know what that deal looks like? What that deal would look like? Who's seen me do this? All right. We're going to lock down $5 million property, $5 million cash flowing real estate, but we're going to lock it down for $4 million. So when we close, by the way, we're going to do an asset-based loan. So the bank will give us that extra $1 million. They'll hold it so that we don't have to bring any money to the deal. Does that make sense? Okay. No money required because the deal is asset based. The loan is asset based. As long as we're buying it for 20% equity, then what the thing would be worth. Does that make sense? Those deals exist. But Elaine, here's why you haven't found it yet. You never looked for it.
So do you have fun or knowledge in where to looking for, or you have some special software, or you know the network, how to find the motivator seller?
Yes, of course. We use the same systems that everybody else uses. Yep.
Where the location?
Where do you live, Elaine? We can just use your location. Let's give Todd a round of applause. He just signed up. Todd Dudley's in. Hell yeah. Welcome to the tribe, brother. A little bit of a delay. Whatever market you're in, we would just do deals in that market. What city do you live in right now? What city, state?
Boston, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Perfect. Why don't we just do a deal in Boston, right? There are plenty of multi-million-dollar houses in Dorchester, right? I love Dorchester because it's a good rental market still. Well, sort of. It used to be a good rental market. Or we could do it in Brockton, right? Brockton's a great cash flow market. Or we could go further down to Fall River, right? I own almost $14 million worth of real estate in Fall River, right? One of those deals. In fact, one of the deal we're doing right now, we acquired for $500,000. Our renovation's $4 million. Our ARV is $7 million. That's a $3 million deal.
Okay, yeah. But I don't have the funding though. So do you provide me the funding, or do I need a partner with you? Wow.
Frank does. So we have our own funding company called Alchemist Financial. And then Boston RIA has a ton of partners who can do funding. And then Duncan, just at the beginning of the call, and I know Dorina and myself and Ron, we're sitting on equity. If the deal's good enough, we've got plenty of people who could jump in on a deal. As long as you're willing to give us equity, as long as we're going to make money too. Here's the deal. When you don't have any money, just be willing to pay, split the money with other partners. That's cool, right? Half of something is better than nothing. So yeah, Elaine, it's all about the relationships. It really does come down to the relationships. It comes down to what are your tactics? What are you looking to do? I would strongly suggest if you're committed to it, if you're committed to becoming a millionaire, or committed to at least getting your financial freedom, your passive income, then the mentorship is the right play for you. And if you're not 100% sure, have a conversation with Dorina. Dorina, would you mind? Or even Frank. Frank Montero would be a good person to ask questions to. Whoever you feel most comfortable with.
Walter, could I jump in and say another? I don't know if you do this in your mentorship and you're doing deals, because when you're a brand new investor and you're getting into bigger deals and asset-based lending, or multifamily investing, the lending companies are wanting to see the experience that you actually have. And if you don't have experience, they're asking for a sponsor for this deal. So they want a person who will guide you into this. I don't know if anybody's come across that yet in big deals, but it does happen all the time. So, being in a mentorship group around people doing these deals, you might have to give a little bit up for them to sponsor you into the deal. But, this business is about who you know. And that's why, again, networking, being involved in the RIA is so important. And getting into, the mentorship to get the questions needed and the resources together quickly is important. Walter, I don't know if you do sponsor anybody into deals at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's how that works. Called a key principle for big deals, or a sponsorship. And usually it's somewhere between 7 to 12%. We're not putting any money in. This would just be a sponsorship for experience. If you needed the money, we typically go for the full 50%. We're going to bring the money. You just bring the deal, lock it down. You manage it. We don't want to manage. We are retired, but we will bring the money. We'll give you guidance. We'll give you coaching. We'll make sure that the deal goes through well. We'll make sure that the money's taken care of. But if we don't have to do any of that, and all you need is a key principle in the deal, somewhere between 7 to 15% is average for a key principle. If it's not me and Ron, it could be one of our millionaires. We have over 30 millionaires in our community who are actively doing deals, who own anywhere between 50 to 200 units. So we have an inventory of sponsors, an inventory of key principles. All we ask is that the numbers work. Don't come to us with a property that doesn't make any sense and ask us to be a key principal on it. Does that mean we're grasping this, right? We'll teach you how to make sure the numbers work, but don't get upset. If we say no to a deal, it's because it wasn't a good deal. You're welcome. We're saving you, right? But if it's a good deal and we're getting equity, we will make sure the deal works. That is what we're getting here. And when you think about the price of the mentorship, it's really just making sure that you're paying. It's like buying lunch for a bunch of millionaires, right? Would it be worth it to buy lunch for a bunch of millionaires? You get us 16 times over eight weeks. Yes. Like $2,000 to be able to hang out with us for, well, it's not even $2,000 tonight. You guys are getting it for $1,200. Give Duncan and Kelly a round of applause again for that deal.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, well, can I shout out anyway to, I don't know if he's on the call listening, but he's there with his NFT up front, Masai Keels, Gary V, Book Friends, Ability Counts. I love that NFT. I've got a couple of Gary V's. And if you haven't read his book, the 12 Principles of, I actually pull it up here. It's called the 12 Emotional Ingredients, 12 and a half, actually. It's a great book to read. It'll help you create the environment you need in your life to be successful.
I like that. It's Gary V.
Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah.
I've read his 2 other books. I didn't realize he had one for emotions.
Yeah. 12 Emotional Ingredients. It's a great book. And not only does he explain them, but he gives examples how he used those ingredients in his life. And also his mentor students have used them. It's an easy read. Plus, if you bought 12 copies, you got a free NFT. Had to buy a lot of books, but they're good to give out to your friends. Available to give out more, I would, but I don't have any more. So
let's give Duncan a round of applause. That's a great tidbit tonight. By the way, in the mentorship, read 5 books. I figure I should warn you now that Todd's already in. And I know Elaine's jumping in. We're going to read 5 books over the next 8 weeks. Those 5 books are our foundational 5 books. These are game-changing books. Who already knows the list? Chance Camp, you already know the list of books. One of them, I guarantee you've already read. This is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm going to have you read it again. We're going back to the basics. Then the other one is Think and Grow Rich. It's going to be Richest Man in Babylon. We're going to go through the secrets of the millionaire mind. And the last book is The Science of Getting Rich. Don't worry, you don't have to memorize these. They're all in the mentorship. Once you sign up, you're getting an email. We'll walk you through when to read them, how to read them, why we read them. But the people who read these foundational 5 books and apply the knowledge within end up becoming millionaires. When they're hanging out with millionaires, when they're doing the right actions that millionaires do, when they're thinking the way millionaires do, when they're asking questions and taking action. By the way, it only counts if you do something, right? Just because you paid the $1,200 doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It means you're going to be given the opportunity for success. And I will give the opportunity over and over. I'm ridiculous like that. And I'm sure just like with your nieces, nephews, kids, you would never have stopped when they were trying to learn how to walk. You wouldn't have stopped them from crawling, right? You would have been like, well, I guess you fell again, you're done. We're the same way. We're not going to give up. What we're going to do is keep encouraging you to keep going. Hands to camera, if you can stick to that commitment. You've made the payment, you've jumped in, you're going to stay with us until successful. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to make sure that we're there so that you can get all the way across the finish line. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. After this night, it goes back to $2,000. After the summit in October, it's going to $5,000. The cost goes up, but here's what you would miss if you didn't take the opportunity right now. It's called opportunity cost. Imagine if you were a millionaire a year earlier. Imagine if you jumped in and you started making that passive income a month earlier. What would your life be like? I'll tell you from my personal experience, and Dorina can tell you, Ron can tell you, any of our millionaires on the call can tell you, I wouldn't give up a single day of living where I live right now in Florida, not having to work, not having to listen to a boss. I wouldn't give up a single day of sometimes I wake up at 10 o'clock in the afternoon and I don't care what I do today. Like today, I went out by the pool. I hung out on a podcast with my best friends, all millionaires. And I went out by the pool and I had some deep thoughts. And I had a conversation with my business partner and we talked about closing some deals. We're probably going to make $500,000 in real estate deals in the next 60 days. Let's give Ron Bowling a round of applause. He's amazing. Love him. He's in Massachusetts. I'm in Florida. He's not working hard. He just texts a little bit, does a couple things on the computer, and our property management runs all the deal. Hands down, if you think you could do something like that. If you first put the effort in, first put the work in, first learn some of the skills, build the relationships, put the systems in place, lock down a couple contracts. Yes, of course you can. This is not a rah, you can. You already know you can, right? You know it's possible because this bald guy did it. Right? This young kid was financially free by 30, a millionaire by 32, a multimillionaire by 34. Now at 36 is building millionaires. Right? If this guy could do it, not, college educated, right? Not the smartest guy, was dyslexic growing up. So, not to brag about it. Hey, but hey, I couldn't read for shit. So, but now I read a book a week. I got a community that reads a book a week. I've read over 400 books. These books behind me, I've read all these books, multiple times because they're smart, like they're good books. Some of them I've read over 100 times, not all of them, just two. But two of them I've read over 100 times. Read the Bible over 3 times. So if you want to go Bible with me, I could do Bible with you, right? All the principles are all the same at the end of the day. But I don't want to motivate you. What I want to do is show you the path. I want you to come already motivated. I want you to show up already with a desire, a reason to be successful, whether it's your family, whether it's your health, whether it's relationships, whether it's what you want to change in the world, or if you're like me and you just want to see what's possible. All right, why do I keep going? I just want to see if it's possible. How many millionaires can I build? Can I have this impact that I set out to do? Can I, live the lifestyle that everybody said was impossible for a kid from Fall River, right? Why not? Let's go see what's possible. Now we're building others and seeing what's possible for you guys. So it's not motivation. Don't come to me for motivation. Come to me for the process, for how to get there. Who can I connect you with? Who can do it? What needs to get done? Yes, Camp, we agree. Leverage me, use me, right? That's what this community is for. That's what I built, was resources. Use my team, right? There's over 30 of us, millionaires, looking to build other millionaires. We'll take one more question. I know for everybody else it's late, but let's go 1 or 2 more questions. Is this valuable? These questions at the end, helpful? Awesome. Man, I love questions. You know what questions mean? It means you're doing something. Questions means you ran into a problem and now you want to know the solution. Or you don't ask questions when there's no problems in your life. We're getting that? Right? There's no questions to ask if everything's good. Awesome. Go ahead. What questions? Go ahead, Elaine.
Now you can hear me. I have a question. Since I doesn't have the car, sometimes I need to drive. I'm unable to drive. How do I do when I find a deal? Sometimes I just can get I'm limitation, unfortunately. So
Elaine, awesome. You're gonna have the same advantage I have. I live in Tampa, Florida, 2,000 miles away from Massachusetts. Ron, when did we buy Bowen Street? What month was the acquisition? Do you remember? September? Was it December? End of year somewhere? You're muted, man.
Okay, well, I'll speak while Walter's frozen there. He did freeze. Walter moved from Boston to Tampa, and he's been doing deals virtually ever since, and also does them all around the country. So, there are ways to get, I've seen buyers, and not only Walter, but buyers from all over the country are buying in different states for better returns. And, there's such things as called home inspectors, realtors that will go and look at properties for you. There's a website that'll actually go in and, they hire people for $100 to go do a full property inspection for you. So once you get it narrowed down to the property and wanting to move forward, just get an inspection on it, and in your contract, every contract should have subject to inspection in it, even on a cash offer. So I don't want to look at a place until my offer is accepted. It's that simple. And then you just go back. Walter and Dorina lost power in Florida, probably a thunderstorm. Just get it inspected, make your offer on those contingencies, and then it gives you a play to renegotiate the price. You're in a perfect position. I've been doing deals virtually also. So the biggest thing here is everybody has fear when they go into their real estate.
Okay, good.
Don't be
Thanks.
scared. This is why you have mentors to take you by the hands and shoulders and sometimes by the neck and shake you. You got to get over it. Believe me, when I started, I was scared as could be. My first deal, I look back and like, holy shit, what am I doing? And
Yes.
I know the fear you have. That's why when you're around the right people and they can direct you how to do these things, put the systems in place to double check your work, cross your T's and dot your I's, you're going to be great. You're in good hands.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you,
So-
Duncan. And yeah, exactly. So we lost power here, but I never saw the property. Never saw the property. We did a flip. I think it was a $50,000 profit. And same with the properties we're doing right now. I don't go see them anymore. There's no point. I don't need to fly back and check on properties. That's what the property management is for. That's what my team is for. So
Sure. Maybe I can help you property management in Boston. How about that?
there you go. I don't buy in Boston. I buy in Fall River. But
for River. Okay, sure.
Fall River is my city. The cash flow is just so good there. Boston doesn't have the cash flow that Fall River has.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you.
Isn't the point to make your life easier and outsource? You don't want to be in the property management business. Believe me, we had 77 single family homes. You do not want to be in that business. You want to outsource that. 10% is well worth it.
Yes,
Don't
yes. I
even
agree
think
with
of
you.
property management.
Sure, sure. I totally agree with you. If I have the knowledge, I can do the investor, the deal makers, of course.
You want to be a deal maker only and let every other person
Yes.
do your work.
Sure. That's why I want to hang on with you, you guys,
You will lose, as a property manager, you will lose your faith in humanity so quickly. You will find craziest excuses. People don't pay rent. Property management sucks. It's not a business I ever want to be in again. Walter?
Same.
I
won't do
agree
it
with
again.
you. Yes, yes. Thank you for you. The guy,
Okay.
the wise.
So what is the link one more time, Walter, where we'll end up here at Boston Jumpstart?
There we go. So it's bostonjumpstart.com. Yeah, you got 3 hours. 3 hours to make your decision, but let's be real. It's whatever decision you're going to make 3 hours from now is the same exact decision you're going to make right now. So click the link, give me the money, and I'll give you the results.
So I have three favorite things. One is Carpe Diem, seize the day. You could say YOLO, you only live once. I guess the woke generations of saying Carpe Diem. I like the Latin way of called Memento Mori. Guys, you have one life. Live it. Do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. Walter's even if you just get even if you get the membership, you're getting a free ticket to go to the summit.
Yes,
so you
I
got
definitely.
2 great deals tonight.
Yes. I definitely join the membership with you guys. The thing is, I like the memberships making me fast too. The thing is, I just pay a lot of tuitions.
So what? You don't learn a skill, a trade without paying tuition to somebody.
Yes.
I paid more than I ever wanted to, but by paying, I saved myself. I mean, I still made mistakes in my career, but I know I saved myself a lot of grief by the education. If you don't buy education, you're probably buying yourself a lawsuit, one of the two. At $1,200 for a mentorship program is ridiculous. I know people who charge 10, 15, 25, 50. Tony Robbins charges $1 million.
My, I know. I better to watch this deal, okay? Yeah. And also, is it the virtual training? So how's this works? Like a mentor? Okay.
Yep, we do everything virtual so that nobody misses. We got students from all across the country now, so you got a lot of opportunities in the room.
I see. What time of the day? What time from what time?
So Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. every Monday night for 8 weeks, and on Saturday it's 9:40 a.m. every Saturday for the whole year. Saturday is the year long, and the mentorship is 8 p.m. for 8 weeks. It's very intense, the jump start.
Sure, 8 p.m. Oh, okay, Monday night. I see.
It's intense, so we get results.
Yes. And the Saturday is in the morning. I say I join one of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. How about I join your membership or automatically join the member, right?
So that's an additional fee. The membership and the mentorship are separate. But to get the deal, you got to message Kelly tonight in order to get access to the deal. So
Oh,
for a total, what is the total, Kelly? It's 1,200 plus the 280.
oh,
Yes,
can you give
correct.
me? Oh, can you give me better deal, my dear? So I join you.
Good
Yeah,
question.
yes, Miss Elaine. Hi, my
Yes.
dear. So if you look in the chat program right there, or you can write it down real quick. My number is 864.
Yes, I did. I writing down.
Okay, 906-4111. And just
Yes.
text me right after the meeting and we'll get you all set up.
Oh, okay. I will.
But that
copy.
is the best deal. That
It
is
is
a
the
best
crazy good
deal.
deal.
I was to say I joined the membership so I can agree for the membership. How about that? Because
Yes. Then you
okay.
get all of your Home Depot benefits as well as a great ticket to the Millionaire Summit in
Sure.
October. We have a recent member, Camille Love. I think that Miss Camille could vouch for, she just attended. And maybe Camille, you could, if you wouldn't mind, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm curious
Nice.
your feedback, what you think so far.
Yeah, not at all. I'm definitely happy to share. This has been the most exciting coaching program that I've ever been in. And I'm honestly saying that I've been in a lot. I'm the
Oh.
type to just gather knowledge because I'm like, I can't take the step until I know everything. So I was that type of person. So I went through many real estate mindset coaching programs. But I have to say, one of my coaching programs said, you got to get out there, go to events, go to, your RIA in your city. So yeah, so once I joined the Boston RIA, that's when I met Walter. And then I joined the mentorship from there. And I've made so many wonderful connections. And I'm a little bit of an introvert. So there's a lot of things I don't want to do in the real estate business. And I've been able to connect with people and have partnerships and been able to delegate out the things that I'm not so confident in doing. So that's actually boosted my confidence. So I love the fact that it has got my mind like just really fired up, especially with reading one book a week, because after the 5 books, I still kept going. I started just looking for more books to read constantly. So I'm reading like 2 books right now, audio book. But
Sure.
yeah, so it's been really exciting. It's been great. I've been so close. I've been writing contracts. I've done letters of intent. I've been, understanding the numbers on deals. So I haven't cracked my first deal yet, but I know I'm very close because I'm just like inching closer and closer to getting that deal. And again, I just got a partner from the Alchemist Nation, Mark Dozois, and we work really well together. It's been exciting. And, even just the both of us have been, improving in our real estate business. So I have to say, definitely, this would be a life changer and a game changer. You do need a mentor. Walter's the greatest, and everyone on his team, the other coaches, Darina, I mean, they're so attentive to you. They will answer your questions in a very timely manner. I've had coaches that I couldn't talk to them just once a week or something. So if I had a deal on the table and I needed some assistance with it, I couldn't even talk to them until, my appointment. I would definitely encourage anyone who wants to move further to definitely join the mentorship. And yeah, the money's nothing. If you want to be a millionaire, what's $1,200? Yeah. So yeah, there it is.
Oh, Miss Camille, thank you so much. We appreciate that. That's what
Let's give
everybody
Camille
needs
Love
to
a round
hear.
of applause.
Yes.
I love Camille. And Camille said something. I just want to warn everybody now, don't call me. Right. I am retired. I do love my life. Don't call me. But if you text me, I will respond. I absolutely will always respond. So please text me your questions. Please leverage me, leverage the community that we've built online. Text, comment on Alchemist Nation. Just put out your questions. It's me and 30 other millionaires who will review those questions and give you answers. So definitely use us. Just don't call me because I won't answer. I don't answer for my lenders. I don't answer for my best friends. But if you text me, I will always respond to you guys.
I can verify that.
Thank you. Great. So okay, we can test you every another week at least.
Text me within 24 hours, 36 hours. I always get back. But if I'm not getting back in 24 hours, Darina she's way faster than I am. She'll make sure that if it's important, I'll come in and I'll jump on the phone for sure. Yeah, I would never leave somebody with that deals get done. That's the whole point. Let's get deals done.
Mhm.
And there's no excuses to not get deals done. So I know that everybody wants to jump off the call. I have had a blast answering questions. I have a blast just sensing your energy, seeing how intense each one of you wants this. Hearing some of your questions, this reminds me of when I had those questions, when I didn't know those answers, when I was just like, dude, just please just give me a hand. Like, just show me how to do it. I will do whatever it takes. I see a lot of that intensity in some of your eyes, and I am in it with you. Thank you for sharing your energy, sharing your challenges. For everybody who's on the fence right now, please get off the fence. Life is shorter than you think, and life can be way better than you think, just by going and getting a little bit of wealth and being able to go and give back to other people. So thank you for your time tonight. Let's give Duncan and Kelly and Sarah and everybody who donates their time to the Boston RIA a round of applause. Let's give my business partners a round of applause. Frank, Ron, Dorina, everybody who's on the call tonight, thank you. And for everybody who had learned something, everybody who showed up with full energy, who took the time to ask questions, to show that you had some concern for yourself and other people, thank you. Cheers to the Boston RIA. Cheers to our success. When you have a choice, always invest with the best. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.